cutting down poles. We calling back Israel to the hell we know. Throwing out crystals. We don't need these stones. And we ain't no gods. That's a job for y'all. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Yahuwah. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Yah Israel. Tearing down idols, we cutting down poles. We calling back Israel to the hell we know. We throwing out crystals, yeah. We don't need these stones. We ain't no gods. That's a job for Yah. We cutting down poles. We're calling back Israel to the hell we know. We throwing out crystals. We don't need these stones. And we ain't no gods. That's a job for y'all. Everybody help me say all praise. All praise to the Most High. I can't hear you say. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Hey, all praise.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Hopefully everybody's doing well, enjoying your preparation day, your Friday, getting ready for the weekend. And actually, let me go ahead and stop this. Let's see, let me pull this off of the stage here, family. Hang on. That was the opposite of what I wanted to do. All right, well, hopefully everybody's doing well. I know, this might be during lunchtime, so you might be grabbing something to eat. But hey, family, just wanted to come to you real quick, just kind of review a few things. Just to let you know about as far as like some events we have coming up, as well as review, some of the strange stuff that we're seeing out here in, all around us, right, out here in the world. But first things first, family, let me just pull this up real quick, because I know there's some assemblies that will be observing Feast of, let's do this, bring it to the stage. Oh, bear with me just for a second. There we go. All right. Technical difficulties. All right. So there we go. So so this weekend, and actually it's been changed to just this Shabbat. I believe Bishop Majors confirmed that yesterday, if I remember correctly. Yesterday, or yeah, I think it was yesterday. So yesterday, that it will just be, it'll be this Saturday. This Shabbat is when we're going to observe Feast of Trumpets. Looking forward to it, family, down in Eastman, Georgia. You see it there at the bottom of your screen. Eastman, Georgia, 640 AG Best Road, Eastman, Georgia, 31023. And family, looking forward to it. Looks like service is going to start at 11 a.m. Eastern. So if you are in the Atlanta metro area, or if you're in Georgia and you're able to make it out, please come on out, hang out with us, family. From the looks of it, looks like we have some awesome speakers, and I'm blessed to be able to witness the speaking myself as well. I'll be speaking as well, family. So we're going to go over a few things, of course, and then of course we are going to blow the shofar, blow the trumpets, most high willing, and just usher in the feast. And of course, the feast. What is the feast? It was just what it sounds like. It's a feast, family. We're going to sit in fellowship and eat and listen to music and all the stuff that you would expect, as far as like, having a good together and fellowship and having a good time. So definitely looking forward to that, family. So again, that's in Eastman, Georgia. This Saturday is going to start at 11 a.m. That's at 640 AG Best Road, Eastman, Georgia. And that's 31023 is the zip code. All right. Well, big shout out to everyone that's in the chat. Big shout out to Ema, Sister Cassandra Sellers. Big shalom to you, big sis. Shalom to everyone that's in the chat as well. And let's go ahead and get started, family. Like I said, I don't want to keep you too long. I'm sure we all have errands to run today. But first things first, so we got the feast coming up, and there's been a lot of prophecy, a lot of end time events, a lot of stuff that's been happening around the world. It just so happened to culminate around this time, around the October feast, feast days. And of course, in the Hebraic feast, the Hebraic calendar, the Feast of Trumpets is the feast that kicks it off. It ushers in the fall feast. So, for those of us that are following the Hebraic calendar, the feast days, we are observing trumpets this weekend, and some others will observe it on different days. But regardless, this is the season of the feast. And part has been interesting, family, because I know those of our brothers and sisters that are in the Christian church, there has been, of course, the prophecy, I'll say, about the rapture. So, of course, the rapture is prophesied to take place on the 23rd. And if I pull up my calendar, let's see, when is the 23rd? I think they said it was Tuesday. Yeah. It is this Tuesday. So this Tuesday, the prophesied rapture date is out there. I think the gentleman's name is Joshua, and I think he's over in the continent. And let me tell you, family, he's pretty confident that the rapture is going to take place on September the 23rd. Check this out.
Rapture is upon us. Whether you are ready or you are not ready, the rapture in 14 days from now is going to take place. There is a storm brewing right now, and it's dark. No human being on this earth is ready for what is coming.
You're 100% confident.
100% does not do it for me. I'm a billion% sure. I began to hear literally in my ear the sound of the trumpet.
During the tribulation, when people die, where will they go?
To everybody who's listening who will be left behind, do not take the mark of the beast. How do you ladies feel that your channel has only 14 days left?
All right. Well, you heard him. He's 1,000% sure that the rapture is going to occur on the 23rd. And I'm looking at some of the comments in the chat. Yeah, are you serious? It's not biblical. Yep. Believe it or not, that is what's been said. And let's see, one of it says year over year they have used 9/23 as the rapture date. Yep, I think there's some history behind that. Good in pointing that out as well. And yeah. So there's a lot of expectations, as you can believe. There are some other folks that have what I would call lamb back. Some people would say piggyback, but I say lamb back. But lamb backed and said, they confirmed it. They said, yes, I also had a vision that the rapture was going to occur on the 23rd. Not me personally, not me, Benayah, but other people, out in the, on these YouTube streets, on these social media streets. They said and confirmed what the brother was saying. So they were saying that, yes, 9/23 is the rapture date for the church. So now I won't say that's 100% across the board, because of course there are folks that aren't as sure that the rapture will occur on the 23rd. In fact, there are even people in the continent that, they got some problems with, what the brother was saying. So check this out, man.
Living at the end time, but truly I tell you, nobody knows date and time. Even those who are called, they will be deceived by the end time. Your life is visible in spirit for everyone who can access a spiritual realm.
Sure.
I saw rapture more than 7 times.
Yeah, you saw it in a vision. What did you see? What do you think is gonna happen? On that day, what did you experience?
It's so scary. Not everything that you see in the spiritual realm is from God. If you saw a date, what do you think about your vision? Is it from God or from Satan?
But then, how will you then know?
We are living in hell right now.
Yeah.
Right now, we are living in hell. When rapture happens, you are going to see a stream, not a stream of water, stream of fire, started to produce a smoke all over the world. You will be running, there won't be any place to you to run to.
All right. Well, he has some good points as well. I don't know if you heard it. Hopefully the volume is okay on these video clips. I didn't get a chance to enhance the audio on it. But if you heard, family, I mean, he made some pretty good points. It was like, well, if you got a vision, if you had a word, I mean, did it come from God or did it come from the devil? I mean, there are examples in the scriptures where, a vision, didn't necessarily come from the Heavenly Father's representation, right? It came from the other side, it came from the other team. And people have to be able to, how can I put it? People have to be able to test what they've heard against the scriptures, test what they heard against the word. I saw several comments in the chat where people, our brothers and sisters were rightfully pointing out, saying, well, there's no way in scripture where it says that, or there's nowhere in the Bible where it says that. Well, that is the ultimate validation, right? If you want to know if what you've heard is from the Most High, then check to see if it came from the scriptures. Check to see if it came from the word. So needless to say, family, there is an expectation that this Tuesday is the date. So we will definitely tune in on Tuesday. Might even have a little, a broadcast at Tuesday just to see what's going on. Make sure nobody was zapped out, just underwear and undergarments just left all over the place like the movie Left Behind. So, but at the same time, family, I've learned, not to take everything, anything for granted, because we are living in, to his point, well, I'm not necessarily to his point, but I will say we are living in some strange times, right? Because we are living in times where we have all these wars. You got the folks, over in the state of Israel, over in the Middle East, kicking up dust, unaliving, many people, causing unrest around the world. There's wars. We're closer to World War III than we ever have been. And then we had that thing, 3i Atlas, which is still out there, is still causing scientists to scratch their head. They're still trying to paint that thing as a comet. And 3i Atlas is, just for the benefit of those, if you haven't heard about what it is, it's this heavenly body that they've spotted that they're, scientists are trying to say this is a comet, but it's defying all of the attributes of what people would call a comet. Like, for instance, comets have these long tails that stretch behind it. Basically it's the sun pushing the dust, the ice particles away from, comets. Comets are usually just frozen balls of ice, frozen balls of water, right? And then as they move and get closer to the sun, the water heats, evaporates, causes a plume of ice, dust, or whatever you want to call it, and it's pushed back behind it, which causes the comet tail. Well, 3i Atlas is a little bit different. One is when they ran the spectrometer, or whatever the name of that instrument is. Forgive me if I mispronounced the name. But when they ran it, basically they pointed their instruments at this whatever it is to see what it was made out of. And what they discovered was that, well, wait a minute, it's not made out of. We don't see a whole bunch of water like we would expect for a comet. Instead, we see a bunch of CO2, carbon dioxide. Well, that's unusual. And then the other thing that they found that was highly unusual was when they took a look at it, and they were also looking at the composition of whatever this object was. They also noticed that it had a lot of, I think they said nickel without iron. Now, normally they would, if nickel shows up in comets and in nature, it's accompanied, with iron. But this object was nickel without iron. And what happened, family, was, or hopefully I don't have that backwards, but in either case, you find both of those elements and not just one. And in this comet, or whatever they're calling it, they only found one. And typically whenever they find one, it is in process industrial, industry, basically in manufacturing is where they find one without the other. So this is why some scientists were looking at that saying, well, that's odd. You don't find one without the other. And we only find that in manufacturing. And this thing could be synthetic. And, of course, there were some scientists that scoffed at that and said, well, hang on, wait a minute. Before we go down the alien track, let's just hold off and get some more, get some more observations. Well, the thing is, family, is that it keeps defying, the definition of a comet. And one of the more recent revelations was that when they took a look at the light on it, the way that it was refracting and reflecting light, and what they found was that it was reflecting light like no other. They had not seen that ever in a comet. Like the way that light was bending and twisting around it, they didn't see. I mean, that was very highly unusual. So again, that was just one of those things where it checked that box as it being odd. And of course, we know we're living in a time where we have that expectation of the Messiah coming back. Like when we open up, this podcast, we talked about the rapture, right? We talked about, everyone's waiting for the return of the Messiah. From the Christian perspective, it's the rapture, right? And so with that expectation of the return, we are looking at the heavenly skies, looking for signs of the Messiah returning, because that is literally a step in the process. It says, then shall they see the sign, or then shall they see the Son of Man coming in power, in great glory. Like that is literally the next thing that we're supposed to see when the Messiah is coming. We're supposed to be able to see him coming in power and great glory. But then the question is, all right, so how long are we supposed to see him? Is it supposed to be an instantaneous thing where we only see him for 5 minutes and then he's here? Or do we only see him or is it something that lasts for days where we see him coming? And him coming takes, months or however long we see him coming. Who knows? I don't know. I know I don't know. If you all know, put it in the chat. But who knows how long that period of coming, where we see him coming, is supposed to last, and who knows what that is supposed to look like. So because as far as I know, there's not a whole lot of description around that. We are left to just look at the sky and just try to figure things out. So that's when 3i Atlas showed up, defying all these attributes of the comet. And then the other thing that we noticed was that the mainstream and the government, these folks were trying to, we noticed that they were, how can I put it? They were spinning the narrative of it being a comet, and they were omitting data. Like, had they just said that, well, look, we got this thing up in the sky. We don't know what it is. It looks a little weird, but it has these strange attributes. We think it's a comet, and that's the end of it. But they didn't do that. They said, no, it's a comet. It has all the water of a comet. And they started lying about the different attributes and aspects and characteristics of it. And it wasn't, because we're in the age of social media and everyone has access to everything. And the thing about a comet in the sky is that no one has a monopoly on taking a look at the sky. We have all these people around the world that have telescopes, powerful telescopes that can monitor the sky. So it's not just relegated to the government. So when the government tells us one thing that, oh, that was a comet, then we have about 15 other people that also have instruments looking at the sky saying, well, wait a minute. No, it doesn't have a tail like you said it does. And that's what this one person that I've shared on the channel, his findings is that when he takes a look at it in his telescope, they're saying it's a comet. They're saying it has a cometary tail. He's like, no, that's not a cometary tail. It's like a little poof on it. And it still has a structure in front of it pointing towards the sun, which is highly unusual. And then folks are saying that it could be magnetic because it almost looks as though it has a force field in front of it. Right. So it's very odd, family. It's very odd. So, and knowing that our Messiah, whenever he does return, that the Most High works according to the feast days. So we know to expect things on the feast days, right? When the Messiah was, crucified, he was crucified on Calvary. He rose up on the first fruit. All these are according to the feast days, the appointed times on the Most High's calendar. The Most High works and operates according to his calendar. So with that being said, family, we are in expectation that when the Messiah does return, it will occur during the fall feast. So, our brothers and sisters expecting the rapture around the feast days, or especially the Feast of Trumpets, is not totally out of left field. It's not, at least in my opinion, it's not totally science fiction. It is based on expectation. It is based on the expectation of the Israelites of old. Now, with all that being said, family, there is an additional anomaly that popped up. And this is why I'm saying, like, as much as I make fun of our brothers and sisters, with the rapture alert doctrine, this particular season, family, I'm telling you, I'm a little hesitant to make fun of folks because there's a lot of stuff going on at this moment. There's a lot of stuff going on that we cannot explain. For example, so I just explained and shared with you about 3-Eye Atlas. So 3-Eye Atlas is out there flying around, looking a little different, has oh, that's another thing. The colors, it was red, and then it's kind of turning green, but it's not all the way green, but it's kind of part red, part green. That's one thing that people don't tell you, that the front part is green and the back part is red. And, you look at the stuff about the returning of the Messiah, and the colors of red and green are there. Talks about he has a garment, dripped in, I forgot. Let me pull it up, see if I can pull it up here. I think I have it on the PowerPoint slide. So who is this coming from Edom with a garment like it was dipped in blood? And it was also in Revelations as well. Yeah, let me pull it up. But while I pull that up, family, I'm also going to let you see. Yeah, hopefully I can find that slide as well. But while I pull it up, I'm going to let you see this other anomaly that we are seeing in the heavenly bodies. And that is, not only do we have 3-Eye Atlas out there, this body that is red and green, which, according to the scriptures, are associated with the colors of the Messiah when he returns. We also have this other anomaly that popped up as well.
Everyone, geophysicist Stefan Burns here. We have a bunch of comets right now flying into the inner solar system, and this is bizarre because of how many it is. It's literally a swarm of comets. We are tracking 7 different objects. 2 of them have already performed their perihelion. The rest will do so over the course of the next few months. by the end of the year. And so this is looking like it's going to be a very dynamic end to 2025, at least as it relates to cometary activity, and that likely will influence solar activity because we see a lot of connections between comets flying into the inner solar system and enhanced solar activity like big solar flares, coronal mass ejections, and more. We have one of these objects, that's 3I Atlas. We're not really sure if it's a comet or not. It's more of an interstellar object. It has a lot of bizarre characteristics to it. The other 6 are clearly comets. One of them, in fact, was just discovered on September 11th. It had its perihelion the next day on the 12th of September. And so that is C2025 R2 Swan. And what's so interesting about Swan is that it's kind of interacting with 3I Atlas in some ways. And so let's go forward in time to the 21st of October. We have that right here. This is when there will be a superior conjunction with 3I Atlas from the perspective of Earth. And so we see the Earth right there. We see 3I Atlas right here, and the sun's in the middle. So superior conjunction is when something's on the other side of the sun. You will notice that this comet right there, C2025 R2 Swan, is only about 0.25 astronomical units away from the Earth. That's in fact its closest approach to the Earth. And so I've been talking about this superior conjunction perihelion transit of 3I Atlas from the perspective of solar activity. It's likely to enhance solar activity because of that complex dusty plasma surrounding 3I Atlas, how it's interacting with the heliospheric current sheet, the solar wind, and more. And well, it was like, okay, is this solar activity going to be Earth directed or?
All right. Yeah, he's saying a whole lot. But the main thing I wanted to share with you, family, was that, yes, there are 7 comets that just happen to come into view at the same time. And that is very, very, very unusual. I've seen reports that this has never happened before. And in fact, let me see if I have another, I think I have another screen. Hang on one moment. Hopefully I didn't close it out. Yep. Hang on one second, fam. We're going to see if I can share my screen here because I have a different view of it. Yeah, there it is. Here we go. All right. So hopefully you can see my screen. So this is the tool that he was using. It's called the Sky Live, I believe is what it's called. And down here you have the dates that you can manipulate, where you can see where the objects are. You can go back in time. So today is the 19th. So I'm going to put this on the 19th. So this is where those comets are today, right? So 7, 1, I think I got them all here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So got 7 comets in the solar system at the same time. So Earth is right here. Hopefully you can see it right there. And if I zoom in, you can see, so this is, one of the ones that they just discovered, Swan. And you can see Swan actually crosses the path of where Earth is going to be. So that's why people are looking at Swan. But it's going to cross after Earth passes. So but it's going to be very close, relatively close to Earth. You can see it right there. But in any case, family, you have all these comets right around Earth. At least we think they are comets. Yep. Brother Anthony said 7 is the number of completion. Yes, 7 is the number of completion. So again, family, this is just another strange occurrence. It's one of those things that, hey, maybe we would have just written this off as, oh, well, it's just some things that's happening in the sky and not necessarily going to pay attention to it. But I will remind you, family, that when Jerusalem fell, and this is one of the things that it's captured in the annals of Josephus, in the works in the writings of Josephus, as well as I believe Tacitus has a bit of it. Basically, there's some historians that talk about when they described as far as like the things that happened in Jerusalem leading up to 70 AD, leading up to when Jerusalem fell. There were some signs in the heavens, signs in the sky that were a warning to the inhabitants of Jerusalem that it was about to fall. This is where I say, history is important, family, because, if we know that these things occurred before in the past, then we know to look for them, or at least we can recognize them when they happen in the present day or in the future. So said all that to say, when Jerusalem fell, there was a comet associated with the falling of it. Basically, there was a comet that lasted in the sky. What they said was for several days. And that comet in the sky above Jerusalem signified the destruction of Jerusalem. It signified the destruction of Jerusalem. So again, just one of those things to keep in mind, family, that there will be cometary bodies in the sky from the standpoint or viewpoint of Earth. And one of the things, Most High willing, what we'll do is that what we'll look into is what constellation they're in, as well as what city they are over. And of course, it's always from, whenever you're talking about prophecy, you have to look at it from the perspective of Israel, look at it from the perspective of Jerusalem, from Jerusalem. All right. Well, again, that's just something to keep in mind, family, that we have this strange anomaly of 7 comets in the solar system at the same time, right? Highly unusual. And, the people are saying that this has never happened before, but here we are in the fall feast, in a time when people are saying that the Messiah is coming back during a time when we have a lot of stuff going on over in the land of Israel and stuff like that. So again, just one of those things to put a pin in it. We'll take a look at it. We'll keep an eye on the family, but just wanted you to be aware of these strange things that are taking place. All right. And also, I was trying to find that scripture in Revelation. I didn't find it. I have it in my other PowerPoint. So most I will, and I'll bring that up at a later date. But basically, it was just talking about the garment of the Messiah and about how it's red, especially when he comes back. It's supposed to be a red garment. But it also talks about green. There's one scripture that talks about green as well. So apologies for that, family. I owe you those 2 scriptures. All right. So that's that. And then before we switch gears to watch some of those other videos, I guess since I have my web browser up, I do want to take the time, family, just to let you know that let's see here. So that's the solarium. That's the Sky Live. Also, family, on biblical-israelites.com, biblical-israelites.com. Did want to let you know that the website is up. It is running. And, just to let you know that there are new features on the website. So this is one of those websites, family, where if you are interested in looking at archaeology, if you're interested in, seeing the facts, the archaeological facts that show who the ancient children of Israel are, the depictions of the ancient Israelites, it is on the website. And this is, one of the artifacts that it reviews is the Lakesh relief, among others. It's not the only one, but the Lakesh relief, where we have high definition images of the ancient children of Judah. Right, these are the people of Judah, and as you can see on the screen, they have short, woolly hair, and there's a lot to be said about the design and the pattern that represents the hair. Right, and I go into that in greater detail on this website. And you can see, families, just scroll all the way down. You'll see, of course, I'm promoting the book. There's a book called Who Are the Biblical Israelites, which, by the way, is on sale. If you go to the shop, you'll see it there. But another thing that you can, that's on this site, family, if you see it off on the left-hand side, you'll see the chat bot. So let's click on our chat bot. So this is a new feature that I just rolled out. Of course, there's a message and some ticketing that you can, functionality that's there. But let me show you, I just want to highlight the chat. So let's do chat now. Got Benayah is going to ask you for your name, your email, right? So put your name and your email and click on the button, start chat. So clicked on that. All right. So it says, hey, nice to meet you. Do you need any help purchasing Black History case files or any other books? All right. Well, buying books is nice, but what if I have a question about Israel? Normally you have Chat GPT and you have Grok, right? You got all these other apps out there. But what I want you to know, family, is that now you also have biblical-israelites.com. So let's ask them the question. Let's say, who are the biblical Israelites? Misspelled it. All right, it's thinking. So we'll give it some time. Whoa. The biblical Israelites were an ancient people of Judah, depicted in historical records, such as the Lakesh relief. This relief shows them as brown-skinned, woolly-haired individuals. Oh, my goodness. So, all right. Well, hey, just want to let you know that I do have some AI that I'm programming in here, family. It is still in what I would call a beta mode, but I am training this AI model with our history, with the truth, using archaeological evidence as to Israel and other things. So you can come here, family, and ask it. It's not going to be able to help you with your paper, your term paper, or anything like that. It's not going to help you with your math or anything like that. It's just right now, it's just specifically focused on Israelites, on ancient Israelites, specifically around the material that I've covered in the book, right? Because I've trained this AI tool using the data that I've had in my repository. It doesn't have everything. I'm still loading it, but it does have some of it. So with that being said, I can even ask, what color are the Israelites? The ancient Israelites were brown skinned. All right. So there you go again. So just to let you know, family, you can definitely come here, ask it some questions, just give it a try, see what it has to say. And it's one of those tools that you will be able to, like, over time, use, not necessarily like Grok or Chat GPT, although there is a project that I'm working on as well that will eventually get there. Let's see here. It's also have a project called blackai.info. So this is the other project that is around the corner. And this one is a Chat GPT type website. So, but it will be for our community. So we don't necessarily want to use the Mark of the Beast Chat GPT or the Mark of the Beast Grok. You will have an alternate tool to use, most high willing. So this is the next project on the horizon. All right. So you got that, family. All right. So just want to let you know that there is some new feature functionality out there with the chat bot. And let me close the chat. And also, too, just let you know that there is a sale as well on the books. So check it out whenever you get a chance. All right. So let's get back to our video. So let me make sure that I have everything covered. Oh, there's one other thing. And that is with a lot of the stuff that's going on over in the Middle East, wars and rumors of wars and a lot of that genocide stuff that's taking place over there. Also, one of the things that's adding to the turmoil over there is, the folks that are over there that don't look like the people in the Lakesh relief. They are moving forward with the building of the temple. They are moving forward with, ushering in their Messiah. And keep in mind, family, that the moment that they sacrificed that red heifer was the moment that the 3-eye atlas, whatever it is, showed in the sky. So after they did that, now they've moved on to the next steps, which is, and check this out.
Berkowitz. I'm here with Josh Wander, who is quickly becoming my best friend. And I need to explain that.
Yes, you do.
I always joke that when the Messiah finally comes, when the Mashiach finally comes, we're going to hold a party for all the people who brought the Messiah, who worked to bring it, and they're going to rent a huge hall, and there will be 150 people in it, because it's actually only about 150 people working triple overtime, in addition to leading their regular lives. And one of those people is definitely Josh Wander. And we're starting a new project together. We'd like to bring you in on it. And this is the most appropriate place and time to announce this project. In the background of the project was that when the Red Heifers came over, there was a lot of hubbub around the world. People all excited saying, oh, this is, for better or worse, this is the third temple. When Josh and people like Josh were kind of confused because they've been working on third temple for years, and the red heifer is the last piece in the puzzle and not even a necessary piece in the puzzle. So we wanted to present to the public all of the pieces of the puzzle, all of the aspects and elements for the third temple and the Mashiach that are already in place or are already being worked on. Things that really aren't secret, but which people just haven't paid attention to. And I report on it, but basically I just call up Josh and say, hey Josh, what's new? And Josh tells me what he's been doing with his time. Silver trumpets, actually carving stones for the temple, recreating the scarlet dye and the blue dye and temple reenactments. And there's such an incredible list of incredible projects, things that are done or about to be done for the third temple. So we're going to produce a book. God willing is a way of presenting this to the public.
So basically they're saying that there's stuff that's done or about to be done. So according in their mind, they're thinking that they are right around the corner from completing, ushering in whatever that entity is over there, over in that land. So again, family, this is just, like I said, just another one of those things to just kind of add to that pile of stuff that looks like, man, there's a lot of strange things that's happening today. There's a lot of strange stuff that's happening today. So that's it, family. Like I said, I just wanted to bring that out, to your attention, just to let you know that, hey, there's a lot of stuff that's right around the corner. Of course, for the benefit of those that may have just jumped on, we talked about the rapture date is right around the corner. It's this Tuesday, September the 23rd. Is when they believe that the rapture is, or it was prophesied that the rapture would take place. So we will definitely keep an eye out for that and see what happens on that date. And then, of course, we have 3i Atlas still being mysterious, still defying the conventional terms of what people would say comments. It's almost like as if like every single time they scan that thing with some sort of instrument is breaking the rules as to what it is. And then the other thing that was a revelation that came out this week was, hey, there's 7 comets flying around the sky in the solar system. And, some of them weren't expected as far as like, that's new, that sort of thing. So, and that is a rare event as well, all culminating during the fall feast. Again, it's just crazy. All right. And then I also just wanted to had a chance. I pointed out the new feature functionality on the website. I did see somebody that said, I think my brother was saying that chatbot equals divination. I looked up that definition. It doesn't say that. I'm not sure what definition you're looking at on there. I personally have been a software engineer for over 20 years. IT architect. I've authored 2 software patents. So I'm a computer programming guy, and these chatbots are just computer programs at the end of the day. That's why I'm personally creating one. Creating an AI tool. So I don't trust what what the government's coming up with. What some of these powers to be, because you could be right in that this could be a tool that they're using to their nefarious ends, right? To whatever evil end that they have in mind, AI could be a part of that. But I kind of liken it to if you guys have ever watched Terminator, so you got the bad Terminators and you had the one good Terminator that helped everybody. I'm trying to create the good Terminator. That's my goal, right? Is to create, because as a software guy, I know I can program it to do anything. Basically, I can program it to do whatever I want. I can program a AI to tell the truth and not, after a while switch up. Like, I don't know if you guys have used Chat GPT recently or Grok. I don't really use Grok a whole lot, although I might start using it, but I used Chat GPT primarily, and over time they reprogrammed it. I can tell you they reprogrammed it. They added some additional parameters in there, some guardrails in there to guide or restructure its results. So I've gotten to the point now where I don't even mess with it. Like I might, I take it back. I might use it for some small stuff, but for research, I don't use it for that. I do not use it for that. So, all right. So just wanted to share that, family. And I'll let you get back to work. I know it's the middle of the day, you're probably eating lunch. But yeah, definitely also, family, invite you all out to Eastman, Georgia. If you're in Georgia, if you're in the Atlanta metro area, definitely, feel free to come on out and fellowship with us. Feast of Trumpets tomorrow, Eastman, Georgia, 11 a.m., Boone Church. Big shout out to Bishop Majors, my cousin Bishop Majors, and the Boone family. And definitely looking forward to that, family. So peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Love your family, and shalom.
Tearing down idols, and we cutting down posts. We calling back Israel to the hell we know. Throwing out crystals, we don't need these stones, and we ain't no gods. That's a job for y'all. I'll praise to the Most High. I'll praise to the Most High, Yahuwah. I'll praise to the Most High. I'll praise to the Yah Israel. Tearing down idols, we cutting down poles. We calling back Israel to the hell we know. We throwing out crystals, yeah. We don't need these stones. We ain't no gods. That's a job for y'all, yeah. Oh, I'll praise And we cutting down poles. We're calling back Israel to the hell we know. We throwing out crystals. We don't need these stones. And we ain't no gods. That's a job for y'all. Everybody help me say all praise.